My brother Evan and I weren't really close by the time he died. We weren't fighting, nothing like that. He moved a couple hours north for work. I stayed here. We still talked, just not much. A text on birthdays, the odd video, a joke every now and then. Every once in a while one of us would say we should get lunch or meet up properly. We never did. He died on a Thursday night. I got the call a little before midnight. A police officer told me there had been an accident on a logging road. Single vehicle, bad weather, low visibility. He said it in that careful way people do when they already know there's nothing they can say that will help. After the call, I just sat on the edge of my bed with my phone in my hand. I opened my messages with Evan and stared at the last thing he sent me. It was a blurry photo of a slice of a pie at some diner. The caption said, "Still better than mom's. Don't tell her." That was 3 weeks before he died. At 2:11 in the morning, my phone buzzed. It was a voicemail from Evan. I just stared at it for a few seconds. I remember thinking there had to be some mistake, an old notification, spam, something delayed, anything else. Then I pressed play. At first, all I heard was static. Not normal phone static either. It sounded rough, dry, like wind hitting the mic. Then I heard Evan. He said, "Hey, don't hang up." His voice was quiet, breathing hard a little. Then he said, "I know this is gonna sound wrong. I know. Just listen to me for a second." I still remember exactly how he said it because I listened to that message over and over again for the next 2 days. Then he said my full name. Not the short version, my full name. He only ever did that when he was serious. Then he said, "There's someone here with me." I stopped the message right there. I didn't even think about it. I just stopped it. My whole body went cold. Not in some dramatic way. I just fell off all at once. My stomach dropped. My hands felt weird. I suddenly didn't want to be alone in my apartment. I called him back right away. The number was disconnected. I tried again. Same thing. I barely slept that night. By morning, I was already trying to come up with some explanations. Some kind of voicemail delay, bad signal, some phone glitch, something sent earlier and then delivered late. I didn't really believe any of that, but it was better than not having an explanation at all. Later that day, I asked the funeral director if they found Evan's phone in the truck. He checked the paperwork and said no. Not in the vehicle, not near the road, not in the ditch. It wasn't there. I kept thinking about that all the way home. That night, I listened to the voicemail again. This time, I used headphones. I sat at my kitchen table and turned the volume up. The static came first. Then Evan's voice. "Hey, don't hang up. I know this is gonna sound wrong. There's someone here with me." Then I heard something I missed the first few times. Somebody breathing. Not talking, just breathing. Slow. Close to the phone. It wasn't Evan. At least I don't think it was. It sounded like someone was standing right behind him. I took the headphones off so fast I knocked my chair down. For a while I just sat there, trying to tell myself it was road noise, wind, static, anything. But it didn't sound like wind. It sounded like breathing. Once I heard that, I couldn't unhear it. The next morning, I drove up to the crash site. It was further out than I expected. The last stretch of road wasn't paved. Just wet gravel, forest on both sides, and long empty turns. I didn't see another car for a while. There was already a small wooden cross near the ditch. Fresh wood. No flowers yet. I parked and got out. I stood there for a few minutes, looking at the trees and the road and the ditch, trying to feel something I understood. Grief, maybe. Anger. Guilt. Something. Mostly, I just felt uneasy. The woods were quiet. Too quiet, maybe. Everything was wet from the wind, and the trees looked almost black in places. I kept getting the feeling that I was being watched. I know that sounds like the kind of thing people say in stories, but that's honestly what it felt like. Like I should have been there by myself. I was about to leave when I saw something a little way off the road, partly covered by mud and pine needles. It was a phone. Evan's phone. The screen was smashed, the case was cracked, and on top of it was a flat stone. That part bothered me more than anything right then. The stone wasn't just lying there. It looked placed, like somebody had set it on top of the phone on purpose. I picked it up and brought it home. I dried it off, plugged it in, and left it charging overnight. When it finally turned on, there was nothing obvious on it. No weird texts, no outgoing calls after the time of the crash, no sign that it had sent me a voicemail at 2:11. Nothing that explained what I got. But there was one audio file I didn't recognize. No name, no date, just 46 seconds long. I played it the next morning with every light in my apartment on. It started with footsteps on gravel, slow footsteps, uneven ones. Then I heard Evan. He sounded further away this time, shaky, confused. He said, "I don't know where the road went." Then there was a pause. Then he said quieter, "Why are you following me?" That line still gets to me. He didn't sound hysterical. He sounded confused, like he still thought whatever was happening had a normal explanation. Then everything went quiet. Not static, not dead air, just quiet. But it didn't feel empty. That's the only way I know how to say it. Then, right at the end, there were 3 knocks. Soft, clear, not on a door, not somewhere in the background. They sounded close, too close, like they were coming from the other side of the phone. I shut it off right away. I never played that file again. I copied it to my laptop, then to 2 external drives. Then I put Evan's phone in a box and shoved it into the back of my closet under old winter clothes. I know how all of this sounds. I know what people would say. Grief can mess with your head. Damaged phones do strange things. Audio files get corrupted. Your brain hears what it expects to hear once it's scared enough. Maybe that's true. Maybe some of it can be explained. But there's one part I haven't told anyone. Not my mom. Not the police. 2 nights after I found the phone, I got another voicemail. An unknown number. No words. Just static. Then breathing. Slow. Close. Right at the very end, very faint, I heard Evan's voice. He said, "Don't let it know you heard this." I still have everything. I never deleted any of it. But I don't listen to voicemails after midnight anymore.